Hi, welcome to Low Carb Cocktails. I'm Frank, the Low Carb Cocktail Guy. Today we're going to be doing a rum tasting video. I've been planning this video for quite some time and I finally got everything that I wanted to do it. 7 different rums produced right here in Louisiana. So I'm going to go over them really quick for you. First, and actually the first Louisiana rum I had is Bayou Silver. This is by Louisiana Spirits. I believe that's the distillery name. Louisiana Spirits. They're in Lacassine, Louisiana, just east of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Next we have Cayman Distilling. This was the first distillery tour I've been to. I was going to take a look at their facility and tried a couple of their different spirits they have. What I like about this one, it's got a little bit of a grassy, earthy taste to it. It's not like a real sugary sweet rum, which I do like those better, but this is a good change of pace for you to kind of stay with the rum but not get that real overly sweet rum like the Bayou was. The next is going to be Sweet Crude. This is by Rank Wildcat Distilleries. They're in Lafayette, Louisiana. This is their spin on a rum agricole. It's not a rum agricole, but that's from what I was reading on their website and some of their literature. That's kind of the route they were going with it. So again, it's kind of like the Cayman with a little of that earthy, grassy taste to it, which is really good also. And starting from this end over here, we have Kicking Mule. This is from River Road Distillery in Paulina, Louisiana. Really nice, sweet rum. I really enjoy this one. Then there's Old New Orleans. This is by Celebration Distillery. I'll make sure I get that right. Yes, Celebration Distillation. They're out of New Orleans, hence Old New Orleans rum. This is, I think, so far what I've come across, one of the sweetest Louisiana rums I've found. Next is the Rougarou Rum Shine by Donna Peltier Distillery. They're in Thibodaux, Louisiana. This is a little higher proof. It's not an overproof, but it's a high proof. I think this was 50.5%. This is kind of their spin on a moonshine concept with their rum, which is really good, nice and sweet, excellent rum. And last but definitely not least is Nola's Clear Rum. Not sure where the name came from, Clear Rum. It's a clear rum. But this is from Nola Distilling. So that's it, guys. We're going to be doing some tastings with these. And I figure these are all different. Some are sweet, some are earthy. So rather than just tasting them straight, we're going to make 7 different daiquiris. And we're going to kind of compare one to the other. And I'll let you know what my favorite is. And we're going to rank them 1 to 7. 1 being the best daiquiri and 7 being the last. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So what I've done to start things off with to make it easy is I've pre-batched my lime juice and my simple syrup. Now I am using my Splenda syrup with the 1.5 grams of carbs per ounce. So I did use the concentrated lime juice. And remember, fresh lime juice is gonna taste way better and it's only gonna increase your cocktail 2.5 grams of carbs. But we're just gonna kind of take this down also to keep it consistent. Figure if I use concentrated lime juice, the flavor of the lime juice will be consistent across every cocktail. So we got this here, and what we do is we're gonna be making a half a cocktail for each one. I don't wanna waste that much stuff. Again, to keep this consistent, we're gonna be using some redneck cocktail shakers, good old mason jars. This way I won't have some rum, let's say a Kicking Mule, still left in a tin after I've shaken that one when I go to build one with Old New Orleans rum. This way the rums aren't going to be mixed into each other for the next cocktail. So each cocktail is going to get their own mason jar, as I call them, the redneck cocktail shakers. All right, so let's go ahead and get these started. I have 7 shakers. We're going to do 1 ounce of our Splenda syrup lime juice mix in each one. All right, there you have it. 7 lime juice simple syrups. Just like a classic daiquiri, it's going to have 2 parts of the rum, 1 part of the simple syrup, 1 part of the lime juice, and that's what we have in our mix. I did 1 part lime juice, 1 part simple syrup, and I did 7 ounces across the board to kind of make that even. So let's go ahead and add our rums. We'll start with Kicking Mule. That smells really good. That's really sweet. There we go. 1 ounce. I said this was the first rum I had from Louisiana, and this kind of what turned me on to Louisiana products, Louisiana rums in general, when I realized how tasty it was. Then I started trying these other ones. As you can see, man, Louisiana produces a lot of rums, and there's 2 rums here that I don't have. There's one from Crescent Spirit Distilling out in New Orleans, Louisiana. Their rum is available only at their distillery. And I was out there today when I picked up my NOLA clear rum, and their distillery was closed, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to pick that up. And then there's another one, I can't remember the name of it, begins with the letter R, again out of Louisiana, another little small batch distillery out there. I heard it's pretty good. When I get my hands on those 2, I'll let y'all know how those come out as well. So let's go ahead and top these with some ice, shake them up, and see how they go. So this is Daiquiri made with Kicking Mule. Now you can go buy mason jar shakers that have the 3-piece. It's like a cobble shaker, screw cap, measure and all that stuff. For like $10, some of the smaller ones. You know, for like $7, I got a case of 12 mason jars. So I'm gonna go buy a cocktail shaker made to look like a mason jar for 10 to 20 bucks. Knock yourself out. Like I said, this is a hell of a lot cheaper. Let's go ahead, and that was with the Sweet Crude. This is the one from K-Land, their parade rum. And every one of these distillers have multiple versions of their rum. Kicking Mule, I believe they make a barrel-aged version. I've not seen it on the shelves, but I thought I've seen it on their website. Old New Orleans makes their clear rum, they make an amber rum, they make an aged rum. They make a spiced rum. They also recently put out, I think maybe a 12-year or something like this, a lot of years. A nice well-aged rum. Then there's NOLA. This is their first try on rum. So again, I've not had this one yet. It is fairly new to the market as well. You can only get this from their distillery. I'm waiting for this to hit the market so I can buy it locally here. I'm about an hour from their distillery. Sweet Crude, I think they make an aged version as well. I'm not 100% sure. I know K-Land, they make their silver rum. They make a cinnamon rum, which is not like Fireball cinnamon, but like Cinnabon cinnamon. That was really good. So that turned out to be excellent. They also make a vodka. They make a rum agricole. I mentioned that earlier, rum agricole. They make a vodka. They barrel age their whiskeys. Bayou Rum, they make Bayou Rum Silver, Bayou Rum Spiced, Select. Their Bayou Rum Select, I think, is my favorite aged rum that I've come across so far. So I give them props on that. And they make a Satsuma liqueur, Satsuma rum liqueur, which is excellent. If you're in Louisiana, you know what a Satsuma is. If you're not in Louisiana, you're not sure what a Satsuma is. It's everything a tangerine wishes it would be. And I'll jump right over Rougarou. Rougarou makes the Rougarou rum, their rum shine. They make a full moon rum, which is their dark rum. And they do theirs a little differently. They don't age it in the barrel. They age it, I guess they call it quick age. I'm not quite sure what the exact term is. But what they do is they put barrel chips into the rum. It gets more surface coverage to the rum rather than a rum sitting in a barrel. It's a barrel sitting in rum, which is kind of a neat concept. I find that if you're looking for a really, really oaky, woodsy tasting rum, that's the way to go. It's a little too woozy for me. It's kind of why I like the Bayou Rum on that one. But they also make a 13 pennies, which is a great mixing rum, especially if you're baking or you're cooking with it. It's a praline rum, really, really good. They make, by far, I think the best gin I've had, the best American gin I've had is from them called Oriza. They make a great Oriza vodka. So does Nola. Nola's vodka is made with sweet potatoes. And Donna Peltier also makes a whiskey. So these products here across Louisiana, you can find from any one of these distillers, rums. Some of them will carry their gins, their vodkas, their whiskeys. So all kinds of wonderful, wonderful products you can find right here in Louisiana from these great distilleries. Let's go ahead and start tasting. All right, the reason I chose daiquiris is because whenever I find a new rum, that's my go-to cocktail to try out that particular rum. Is I go with daiquiri, you can't mess it up. Simple syrup, lime juice, and the rum. Let's go ahead and start this tasting. So we're Bayou Rum. Everything a daiquiri should be. Little sweet, little sour. That lime juice really balances out that simple syrup sweetness and that rum sweetness. Bayou Rum is on a sweeter side of a rum. Not too sweet, just kind of that really good balance with it. So let me go ahead and put a little water. Next we're going to be moving on to the Caneland, get that right, Caneland Distillings. This is their Parade rum. This is their silver rum. It's their Argentine rum, French for silver. So let's try this one. Right away, you can even smell it's different. Like I mentioned earlier, because I've had all of these rums, it's a little earthier, a little grassier, a little more natural, I guess you would say. It's really good though. If you're looking for something, looking for rum that's not as sweet, great choice. It blends, because of that earthy, grassy taste, I can't think of any other way to explain it. It's almost like rum agricole, because it's not like that sweet molasses taste you get from other rums. It's really good, but that lime juice just brings out a whole completely different flavor profile to it. We're gonna rinse on that one. And this next, we were going with the Sweet Crude out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Rank Wildcat Distilling. Now, kind of find that kind of in the middle ground so far of these two, as far as sweetness, and as far as, like I said, this is kind of sweet, this is kind of a little earthy. This is kind of a good balance between the two. If you're looking for something a little sweet with a little bit of earthy taste, the Sweet Crude is a good way to go. That makes a good damn cocktail. I tried a recipe over their website called the Bayou Burro, which is their spin on a Moscow Mule. That was amazing. All right, now I'm gonna come to this one last because I just got this today, and I tried my rum dilly. I'm just waiting to come out good. I'm gonna jump over to Kicking Mule. This is out of Paulina, Louisiana, from River Road Distilling. Not bad at all. Kind of jumping back towards the Bayou rum. Let's see. I find that the Bayou rum, the sweetness plays a nice balance with the lime juice. Whereas this one's a little bit sweeter. The lime juice is a little hidden in this one, in the Kicking Mule. So I'm gonna say this one's a little bit sweeter. So Old New Orleans. Now, so far, that's even sweeter. So this has been the sweetest one. that lime juice is really hidden in there, and I really get that strong, like that little sweet. You definitely know that's sugar cane. That's definitely sugar cane. So if you're looking for that in-your-face sweet rum from Louisiana so far, going with Old New Orleans, that's probably the sweetest one so far. So the next I have my Rougarou Rum Shine. This is a little bit higher proof. This is going to be 50.5% ABV. What I like about this one is, even though it is a higher ABV, you don't get that just punch in the face of that ethanol, that alcohol burn in your face and in your throat right off the bat. Actually, not at all, which is kind of surprising when I first tried this and I saw that it was a higher proof, more so than the 40% that everything else is having. That being a 50.5, again, it's not super high proof, but it is a little bit higher than most standard rums. There's no just up in your face alcohol burn, your nostrils aren't burning. It's really well balanced rum for being a little bit higher proof, over 50%, or let's call it at least 50%. Nice and sweet. Yeah, I would put about the same sweetness as the Kicking Mule. And then the lime juice doesn't stand out to the front, so that's kind of neat. Whereas again, the Bayou rum, theirs was with a perfect balance. You can taste the sweet, you can taste the sour, you can taste all the aspects quite evenly balanced with the Bayou Silver. Let's go for the Nola's Clear Rum next. And let's see how this one turns out. Wow. Man, if you're from New Orleans, and if you haven't had Roman Candy, the taffy, and I know there's actually a company in New Orleans making Roman taffy rum, where they're trying to model their rum flavors after Roman Candy that used to be sold in New Orleans, and you can still find it in a couple places, the Roman Candy, which is just a taffy. And but because of the sugars that are involved in that, I really haven't tried that, just because it's extremely high in sugars, because they're adding tons and tons of sugar, so the carbs are outrageous with it. So I've not tried it. But the vanilla taste, this is, man. First thing that hits me is vanilla. And as I swallow it, it sits on my tongue. That lime juice is just completely hidden. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure. Now, standing on the classic daiquiri alone and nothing else, I'm gonna go with Bayou Rum being number one. Now, this is not gonna be my favorite rum. I'm really leaning towards Nola Clear Rum as my favorite rum so far out of the batch, and I'll explain why when I get to that one. But as far as a classic daiquiri, the balance behind the Bayou Rum with the lime juice and the simple syrup, you can absolutely taste all three things, all three ingredients blended so well together. This makes an amazing daiquiri. Next, we're gonna go with Kicking Mule. Slightly sweeter than the Bayou Rum, makes an amazing daiquiri. So if you want a little bit sweeter daiquiri than a 50-50, where you get that rum, the sweetness from the rum, sweetness from the simple syrup, and the sour from the lime. If you want to bring that sweetness level up just a little bit, grab a bottle of Kicking Mule. Now, what I kind of find it kind of interesting is number 3 and 4 on my list are my higher proof rums. The 50.5% from the Rougarou. Again, the sweetness level is going to bring it up above the Bayou Rum. And it's about the sweetness level is about equal to the Kicking Mule. There's just a little bit more kick behind it. A little more kick behind this than the Kicking Mule. But this is a great rum. Delicious. Makes a great daiquiri. I'm going to go ahead and put Nola next. It makes an amazing daiquiri, especially brings a little vanilla flavor to it, which is great. And being 57% ABV doesn't hurt it either. Next, we're going to be going to Old New Orleans. Like I said, I do love a sweet rum, and that's what Old New Orleans is. Old New Orleans is a very sweet rum. And I would probably put this as my personal, as far as flavor profile goes, I will put this number 2 right behind Nola. Delicious rum. As far as a daiquiri, I think the daiquiri is a little too sweet, not enough sour. Yeah, I'm going here. So let's go ahead and put these together as we're going through. This is the daiquiri version of our rums. Next is going to be the sweet crude. And as far as daiquiris go, Caneland is going to be my last one. Delicious rum. As far as a daiquiri goes, I think the little earthiness to it really kind of takes away from what you expect out of a daiquiri. So this is where we're going to go for the daiquiri taste test. Bayou rum number 1 for our taste test of a daiquiri, just because it's so well balanced with the sweetness. It's not too sweet. It makes a beautiful daiquiri. Next, Kicking Mule. If you want a slightly sweet daiquiri, grab a Kicking Mule. Now, if you want that same sweetness but bring up the ABV, go ahead and pick up a bottle of the Rougarou Rum Shine. Now, again, let's go over to the Nola Clear Rum. If you're looking for a little bit higher ABV than this, 57%. With some wonderful vanilla notes behind that. Nola Clear Rum is delicious. If you're looking for a really sweet daiquiri, go with the Old New Orleans rum. Delicious rum, really sweet daiquiri. Now, let's kind of go away from the sweetness side of it. The sweet crude, I see that I understand the name sweet crude, but I don't find it to be as sweet as these are. And the Parade rum, and it's a great rum, but I find it to be the least balanced for a daiquiri. Now again, I said it makes some wonderful cocktails. It really does. But as far as a daiquiri, we're looking for that lime juice sour, and that sweetness from the simple syrup, and the sweetness from the rum. It doesn't balance really well, but it does make a great cocktail. Yeah, that is good. All right, guys. So, on the case of the daiquiri, Bayou rum, Kicking Mule, Rougarou, Clear rum from Nola, Old New Orleans, Sweet Crude, and Caneland. Now, let's switch this around. Let's just go with my favorite flavors of the rums are. I'm going to put Nola number 1. That vanilla flavor that just really, it honestly just punches you in the face with just vanilla up front. That slow burn as it goes down. Man, that's delicious. I'm going to go with Kicking Mule next because, no. I'm going to go with Old New Orleans. I do like a sweet rum. So we're going to go with that one next. From there, we're going to put a Kicking Mule next. And now this is, this is my personal flavor profile. Again, this is me. This is not a professional, which I'm not a professional. I'm not a rum expert. I'm not a bartender. This is just my personal preference of these rums. I'm going to go with Nola's Clear Rum being my number 1 choice as a Louisiana rum. Old New Orleans, my number 2 choice as a Louisiana rum. Kicking Mule, my number 3 choice as a Louisiana rum. Then I'm going to go ahead and put smack dab in the middle, we're going to go ahead and put Rougarou. I think it balances all of these out. It's not as sweet as these, and it's not as earthy as these. I think Rougarou's got that slight sweetness edge that I like over Bayou. Bayou's a great rum. That's why it's going to be in my listing. Bayou's a delicious rum. It's a well-balanced rum. But if you want something a little more sweet, you might want to step towards this way. If you want something that you can kind of taste all the flavors in, grab Bayou. It's a delicious rum. I'm going to go with Sweet Crude next. So if you're looking for something on that little earthy side of a rum, a little grassy side of a true sugar cane, then I'd go ahead and put that one first if I were you. So if you're looking for something like a little earthy, grassy taste, since sugar cane is a form of grass, I'd go ahead and put Caneland number 1. Personally, I like a little more sugar taste to mine. That's why I'm putting them in these orders. So one last roundup. NOLA, they're clear rum. My personal favorite out of all of these Louisiana rums because of that really upfront vanilla taste. Next, we're going to go with Old New Orleans Crystal Rum. Nice, sweet rum, period. From behind that, we're going to go with Kicking Mule. This is out of Paulina, Louisiana. I'm going to jump back real quick. This is from New Orleans, Louisiana, hence the name NOLA. It's the abbreviation for New Orleans, Louisiana. Old New Orleans rum, out of New Orleans. Kicking Mule, like I mentioned, out of Paulina, Louisiana. Kind of in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Then from Thibodaux, Louisiana, we're going to go with the Rougarou Rum Shine. Great product, and I feel it belongs kind of here in the middle, because if you want something that's not too sweet, not too earthy, it's a great way to go. Especially if you're looking for a little bit higher proof rum. Now, Bayou rum, I'm going to put Bayou rum as a well-balanced rum, but I'm not a well-balanced guy. I do like mine a little sweeter. If you want a nice balanced rum where you can kind of taste all the flavors mixed in with nothing's out overpowering the other, go ahead and put this number one for you. Now, if you want a rum that's a little more earthy, a little more grassy, then go ahead and pick up a bottle of the Sweet Crude or the Caneland. Let me get this label turned around. They're both really great rums. What's really interesting about Caneland is Caneland, if I'm not mistaken, is the only one about all of these that Caneland Distilling, they own the sugar plantation. So they own the plantation, they own the mill, and they own the distillery. So a lot of these say cane to glass, which they are. They buy the sugar cane, they ferment it, they distill it, and they put it in a bottle and it goes to your glass. But Caneland, they own a sugarcane farm. They own the Alma sugar plantation. They own the Alma sugar mill. They own Caneland Distilling. So when they say cane to glass, and I might be wrong. Someone please tell me if I'm wrong. Put in the comments if I'm wrong. But Caneland is the only rum that's owned from the seed to the glass, all owned by the same company. So thank y'all for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, click subscribe. Y'all have a great day.